Hello, 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 everybody. I am not sure if anyone's going to get notifications or whether they did get notifications or whatever, but I thought I would just come on. It won't be for a long one. Although I say that all the damn time and then it ends up freaking ages because I'm talking about something or other. I just wanted to make sure everyone was okay. Oh my God, no. If you could see me now, I'm like wrapped up like a freaking Eskimo. I'm so cold. I've got a big, massive blankie wrapped around me. It's really bad. I'm so cold. Although it's not cold in some places like it is in the States. I'm not used to the cold. I'm not designed for the cold, to be perfectly honest with you. Although I moan when it's too hot, so really there is no pleasing me. I am one of those moany asses that just moan at anything, whether it's too hot, too cold. I need to be, I'm Goldilocks. I need it to be just right. I like jumper weather or sweater weather, like when you can just you don't have to put a big heavy coat on, but you can just sort of just put a jumper on or a cardi and just be chilled. That's my sort of weather when it's not too cold but not too hot. But I'm legitimately bloody freezing. I've got the heater blasted as well, which is so annoying. Hey Patty, how are you? Hey Joanna, welcome. How are you feeling? I'm literally sat here like a fucking Eskimo, girls. Like, I'll put the camera on quick. Look at this. I'm literally sat here with my blanket wrapped around me. I am so cold. Are you okay? I am okay. I'm okay. I can't control others. All I can control is myself. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with controlling my own actions, and I'm okay. And I know my heart, and I know that I wasn't in any shape or form trying to hurt anyone's feelings, you know. So I'm good. I'm okay. Eyes are good. Although I'm freezing. I'm not good because I'm bloody cold. I hate being cold so bad. I need to like live somewhere hot, but not too hot. So not like Arizona, because that's really hot in Arizona. Somewhere where it's just like nice all year round, but not like sweating my butt off, need the air conditioning on, because that would do my head in as well. So we're getting there, isn't it? I want summer to come back. I want summer to come back and this evil, nasty weather to go away. So I don't have to be wrapped up. Cold here too, foggy as F. Oh, I haven't looked at whether it's foggy. It probably is, though, to be honest. At least touch wood, we haven't had snow yet. Like, I cannot deal with snow, okay? I'm not designed for snow. I wish everyone would just be kinder on YouTube. I don't think that's ever going to happen, sadly. I also wish that, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. Oh my God. Have you got to drive anywhere? Be careful if you've got to drive anywhere, or if Jay's got to drive anywhere. Just be careful. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that, Patty. But I'll be little in my little corner with my little few that support me and just be here and just be kind over here. That'll work for us. We'll just be kind and nice over here. That's all we can do. Summer is my favorite season. I can't. That'll never happen on YouTube, right, Joanna? Exactly. Summer's always a bit too hot for me, I'm not going to lie, but we're quite lucky in Wales because really we don't get those hot summer months as like everyone else does. We still get that icky, like it gets cold of an evening, and so it's very, like, not long that we get that really heat that you need the aircon on the fans out and all of that, really. So I'm okay being Welsh. How's Carl doing? He's feeling a lot better. He's still not 100%. I just think it's the boosters. I had yesterday on a lateral flow test, I had a faint line. I haven't tested today. I'm going to test now tomorrow. But I'm hoping that it was just something like nothing. I hope that it's not positive, but we'll see. Yesterday was a faint. I haven't tested today yet, or not going to. I will just test tomorrow and hope that it's not freaking COVID, because that's the last thing I need is COVID right now. Like, just no. just no. I feel like I'm like, okay, boys, for the men in you, I'm sure you don't want to listen to this, but I genuinely feel like, like when you get a period and you just need to eat like fatty foods. That's what I feel like. That's what I just feel like. I just want fatty food constantly. And my taste buds are fine. So I'm guessing it's not COVID, but I just want to eat like icky food. I want to eat fatty, icky food. My husband has my truck. Oh, yeah, of course. I remember now, the muffler. He came home yesterday, BP through the roof, a lot of stress here. Oh, that's not good. I'm sorry, babe. I wish I could have a magic wand and make everything go better for everybody. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry that it's sucky. I was saying this earlier, like, everyone's got so much freaking stress right now. And, like, January is the worst time for people's mental health. Like, it is such, like, that time after Christmas. People are going in lockdown again, and people are getting sick and having to self-isolate. And January is the highest time for mental health. And you had COVID and lockdown and all of that. Like, my God, like, you know what I mean? Like, it does worry me a lot that people are struggling with their mental health. I'm good into the 90s, just can't handle the humidity. Yeah, that's what does me. It's not the heat, actually. It is the humidity. He has already had 2 heart attacks 25 years ago. Scares me. Yeah, he needs to chill. Tell him, don't make me come and like slap him, because I will. Tell him. Like, that's it. Yeah, it is scary. And you have every right to be scared. I hope that he can relax a bit. Bless him. It's hard, I think, for men, though, because they internalize everything a lot and they want everything to be good for their wives and their kids and grandkids. Do you know what I mean? I think it's harder for men because they're not as, like us women. We will talk to our friends and we will talk to our family and stuff like that, where men don't. So I think men carry a lot more stress than women. There's so much COVID around here that I'm self-testing every couple of days. Yeah, I like that faint yesterday freaked me out a little bit, but I was like, well, my taste buds are still fine. I'm aching. I do feel achy, like I've got a cold, but I'm just like wanting to eat shite. That's pretty much where it is, like, Oh, he would love it. He loves you too, because he knows I love you. I mean, he won't love you when I smack his ass. Bless him. Yeah, I do. I honestly think men carry a lot more stress than women. I do, because they do. They want everything to be fine. They want their wives to be good, their kids, their grandkids. Do you know what I mean? Work. And I just think they carry a lot of stress on their shoulders. Love them. And especially Jay, he wants everything to be right for everybody, doesn't he? And he worries so much about everybody. I love him. He's like the best. He's so best. I wish COVID would just quit it. My brother's got COVID. My sister-in-law's got COVID. My niece is being tested today. I need to message actually and see if
it was positive. There was like 12 kids in my nephew's school, in his class, sorry, not school, in his class that had it. It was like, oh my God, enough of the damn COVID. I honestly thought it'd be done with by now, but we seem to just be going backwards on it. But I think I'm lucky as I don't really go out that far. So, like, if I do go out, I mask, I stay away from people. So I am really lucky. I got my 15-minute test kit in the mail today. 2 days ago, I tested myself, no COVID. Yippee! Thank fuck. Thank God for that. Hallelujah. It's everywhere. And it doesn't help that round here, especially around here, we've got so much other bugs going as well. So, like, all these other colds and like head colds, flus are going around. So everyone's freaking out because they're like, oh my God, have I got COVID? Is it just a cold? But I'm just going to test tomorrow and hopefully I get a negative tomorrow and then I can just go back to being normal. Because it says online, even if it's faint, you have to class it as a positive. But then I read other places that said certain things can like make it go a faint positive. So I don't know, but it still freaks me out. It still sort of makes me go, ooh, I hate it. But we both felt shit yesterday. Carl was puking and it was like, oh, I forget that men get stressed because they don't talk about it. Yeah, it is. It is a lot. Like when you think about it, men do internalize a lot. There are some men, obviously, that's not like that, but a lot of men don't want to stress their wives out, don't want to, got to make sure that they're fine for the house and they want their kids to be okay, their grandkids to be okay. So they carry a lot of stress on their shoulders. Do you know what I mean? And I get it. And January is such a hard time for mental health. And I know that I'm very open about my mental health. As you all know, hi, sweet bee, welcome. I'm very open about my mental health and how that affects me having the severe anxiety and the severe depression. And so I hate the fact that, anxiety sucks. Like, it just sucks. Everything about it sucks. Like, mental health just sucks. How have you been, sweet pea? Sweet bee, not pea. I don't know why I said pea then. And you've had such a hard time of it. It's just a lot. I feel like shit, but I've had like 3 different things going on. Exactly. But at least you haven't got COVID. That's one amazing thing. But you're like me, we don't go very far. And if we do, we protect ourselves. And do you know what I mean? So we're very lucky in that aspect. And I'll go and do everything. Like if I got to go and do shopping, I will go dead early in the morning when there's hardly any people there just to try and get it done beforehand. So I'm pretty lucky in that aspect. Keeping on, keeping on. Well, we are here for you. That's all you can do, girl. That's all you can do. Everyone follows different sets of rules on quarantine, so I try and follow the CDC guidelines. Not sure what else to do. Yeah, I was literally saying to Joanna the other day, like, I don't go out, so I'm okay with not going out. I really am. I like my own company. I like staying at home, so it doesn't bother me so much going out. But like just the things then that I have to do, I do follow. I'll mask. I will stay 6 foot away from anybody. I will definitely do everything as early as possible so that there's less people around. I'll do anything. I don't go anywhere unless absolutely necessary. Thank God I own my own business and can work from home. Exactly that. Exactly. Exactly. I think that's how my brother's ended up having it, because he works and he has to go to people's homes. And I think that's how he's picked it up, to be honest. But when I went there on Saturday, because they didn't have a positive at that point, they just said they didn't feel good. But I masked going into my brother's house just so that I would be like a little bit safer. Although we didn't know it was COVID then, they just weren't feeling good. But I'm like you, Joanna, I don't go out unless I 100% have to. If I have to go out to the shop, then okay, I will. But other than that, unless I have to go out, I do not go out, because I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll stay at home. It's not worth it to me. It's just not. And then I stress about it as well. Like if I go out and like someone sneezes by me or coughs or something, it makes me worry. And I'm like, get away from me. Don't cough by me. Like, you're freaking me out. My husband was exposed by a colleague working in the healthcare field. It's hard for him not to be, but he has been very lucky not to have got it yet. I got the alpha variant, but doing well finally. Oh, I'm glad that you're doing well. My goodness. So true, Patty. One place you have to wear masks, the other you don't. I wear my mask on all, and I'm vaccinated up. Same as me, Joanna. I wear masks all the time too. I'm glad that you're doing okay. Well now though, sweet pea. I'm pretty blessed at work. Kids are usually little germ machines, but my students and their parents seem to be pretty careful. That's good. That is good. I call my niece a little germ machine. She is like, she's the carrier. She's hardly ever sick, but when she's sick, she's sick. She's one of those. We call her the little germ carrier. We tease her. Take this blanket off now. I've warmed up a bit. I've warmed up a bit now, so I can take the blanket off. Here, though, Joanna, I know in the States, but here you're not allowed in any store without a mask. Yet the other day when we had to go, or last week it was, not the other day, when we had to go to the store to do grocery shopping, like there must have been half a dozen people there without a mask on. It was like, oh my God. And my husband sneezes, I scream COVID. Can we say COVID here? Yeah. Oh my God, that's funny. Oh my God, that's funny. Poor Jay. Oh, that's funny. COVID. I did travel to Wyoming for Thanksgiving. They all thought we were idiots because we had masks. It's mandatory here, but not there. It's so weird. I've heard that different states have different laws. We are just supposed to just like literally just wear them at all times. But by law, here, obviously, I can't speak for the States, but here, they can't ask you if you have an exemption, and they're not either. They're just sort of letting people go in and assuming they have an exemption. People always side-eyes me about my smoker's cough. Same as Carl. Carl always gets, because Carl can start, like, this is so funny. If Carl goes out of our house and just goes in the street and he coughs, he sets all the dogs off. It's pretty funny. Wyoming, am I saying that right? Wyoming is a beautiful, it's very windy. even in our state, it varies by county. Oh my God, that's weird. Is it like certain shops then don't care if you've got a mask to other shops? It's weird. Like Joanna was just saying then, like that sometimes like as every shop got a different, because they're saying here our Welsh government, just if you're going out of the house to get back to basics, wear a mask, clean your hands. Some grocery stores here, I ran in for some milk and at least 6 people without masks. I'm like, what the fuck? That was the same here. Like, honestly, that was the same here. And we went dead early in the morning. This was like a week or so ago. And there was hardly anybody in there. It was quite quiet. But there was still like, I don't know, half a dozen people in there without masks. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I'm wearing my mask. It depends on the county, different towns. Oh my goodness. That's crazy, isn't it? It's become rife here at the moment. Like it really has. It's really like, holy moly. Everyone seems to be getting it again. Although I will say, because a lot of vaccinated here, the people who are vaccinated and getting it, so I'm not going to take this into an anti-vaxxer war or anything like that. So, you know, you can all have your own beliefs. But I'm just saying here, like that our numbers are right back up there. But if you are vaccinated, there is only something like 1% that needs to go into the hospital. The ones that ain't vaccinated, obviously that's a higher percentage. So even though they're getting the new variants and they're getting sick, then with the vaccines, they're still not getting as sick as without, and being sick that they need to go to hospital. And our death rates have gone right down. So you said it perfectly, Joe. Yay. Yeah, so I'm not obviously don't want to turn it into a vaxxer, anti-vaxxer, because everyone can have their own choice. But for me personally, I'm glad that I'm vaxxed. I've got the vaccine and I've got the booster now, and I'm so grateful. Our county is the highest vaccinated rate and booster rate mask wearing, but it's mandatory for masks here. That's like us. I love that though, sweet. Honestly, I do. Then the store down a couple of blocks, you almost have to show your Vax card. A lot of mixed messages. I feel like I'm on the YouTube streets. That's the thing that bothers me though. Like, I think as a town or a county, or like with us being Wales, we're very small anyway. There should be like, this is the rules, this is what everyone's got to abide by. It shouldn't be like that county, that county. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all should know exactly where we stand, and this is what is expected of us. That's what I feel like. I went to the movies after Christmas, first time in 10 years. I was worried about distancing, but I was also the only one in the theatre. Oh, that was pretty cool. We had to show Vax cards here for a lot of indoor activities too. Yeah, they're saying that here, that if you go to any sort of what's the word, like festivals, that kind of thing, then you have to be vaccinated. You know, you have to be fully vaccinated. That if you want to go to I don't know, a show or a festival, or Glastonbury, for example, that's coming up shortly. You have to be vaccinated to go, even though Glastonbury's outdoors for the most part. So I think that's like a law here, you know, and to travel as well now here, you have to be vaccinated. You can't travel outside of the country. They won't let you travel outside of the country unless you're vaccinated as well. Football, concerts, baseball, theatre, yeah, that kind of thing as well. That's exactly the same. Patty, about that my daughter and granddaughter went there and they were the only ones. That's so cool. That's pretty cool. I'd love to be the only one in the cinema. That would be pretty awesome. I'd be like, yeah. I love the theatre. I love going to the cinema and stuff, but the cost of it, my goodness. I couldn't get over the last time I looked how much it cost to go. I was shocked. I was like, Jesus, I'd rather have a Chinese at home. I'd rather watch something on TV. I would love it by myself. Like, seriously, I'd be like, yes, that's me. I'm down. I'd pay for that amount if I could guarantee I was there by myself. It's like, geez. Oh, I'm so tired. I need a nap. It's too late to nap. And I tried to have a nap earlier. I laid down. I probably did have a little nap, I think, but I need a bigger nap. I can't get over the shortages here. We had, I don't think it is anymore, but this is going to sound like such a weird thing that we had shortages. I can't say that word properly. Of was crisps, like chips, what you guys call chips. Like we had, like there was hardly any on the shelf. It was so weird. Idaho State doesn't vax, don't wear mask, and don't want anyone from other states in their states. I've read. I don't know if it's true. Oh my goodness. That sounds so weird. Oh my goodness. Why wouldn't I, again, not getting into the vaccine thing, but for me, it's just scary. It just is. Like, I'm all for vaccines. I'm sorry. Went grocery shopping, couldn't find a chicken breast to save my life. Went to 4 stores. Oh my gosh. No, we haven't had anything like that yet here, thank goodness. Although I haven't been shopping for about a week and a half, or a week, but oh my God. I hope it's not like that next time I go shopping. When I get some money, I hope it's not like that. That will piss me off. It's all politics, Joe. Okay, that makes sense. That's just scary though, isn't it? Like, how scary is that for a whole state to be like, oh, it doesn't matter, wherever you want to be. Well, we know where all the anti-vaxxers are gonna live. Okay, that was a bit mean. That was a bit mean. I'll stop. I'm sorry. That was a bit mean. That was uncalled for. That was uncalled for. I'll stop being mean. But it's true. Wyoming is the same way. That's crazy. That's so scary. It scares me to death, but I'm scared here. So if I was in a big place like the States, I'd be petrified. Sorry if you can hear me slurping. I'm drinking. I apologize. Scary. At least people, I don't like I said, I don't know about there, but here at least people ain't freaking. They're everywhere, Joe, believe it or not. Oh God. I don't think I could have like a full-on debate about anti-vaxxers or anything like that with anybody because I'm genuinely not smart enough to know the full details. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think to be somebody who fights with like anti or pro vaccines, I think either if you're going to debate someone about it, you should be really not have knowledge about it. So I've never gone into a debate with anybody because I don't feel like I'm educated enough in either. But for myself, on a personal level, I wanted to be vaccinated and I wanted the booster for my own health and for like my friends, you know, and my family. And so it was a very personal thing that I chose to do the vaccines, and I certainly don't regret it. But again, I certainly don't know enough to debate it with anybody, nor would I, because it's not my choice. It's their choice what they do. And I'm sure they have a valid reason why they do it. I just don't understand it, I suppose. But again, I'm definitely not smart enough to have a debate about it. That's not my thing at all. I think you need to be quite up on all things relating to if you're gonna choose that. I have a daughter-in-law who's brainwashed my son into be one of those. I'm heartbroken for my granddaughter. She's only 2. My mum suffered from post-polio symptoms in her whole life. Oh God, that's so sad. See, things like that break my heart. I looked after a gentleman who had polio when he was very, very little, and he's been in a chair his whole life. His name was Ted. The funniest man you'll ever meet. He was so funny. I used to call him a dirty old bugger because you would be funny and like try and grip my butt and stuff like that. But he suffered like his whole life from something that could have been dealt with. Do you know what I mean? I hate to do this, but I have to go to work, but I will be listening driving. Love you, Patty. Thank you. Since you did health become a political debater, so stupid. Yeah, it is so stupid. But it's like Joanna said, it's all politics, and it's another way for the politicians to try and get the upper hand on health, which they know nothing about. It's ridiculous. I agree, it's stupid. My son and daughter-in-law flat refused to back. I think a lot more younger people, like we're a lot older than these kids, and I think a lot of them have been brainwashed into thinking that it's such a bad thing. The vaccines are bad. They're going to make your children autistic and all of this kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. Thank you for the super sticker, D-Rex. I appreciate it. So I think that's where it comes to. And I think there's like when we were younger, I can't remember, I was watching something the other day, and I can't remember whether it was a TikTok or whether it was something else. I honestly don't remember. But they said that, you know, this generation, hey Ria, welcome. This generation has been like really screwed over by the internet and by all these things, where we wasn't. Like our generation didn't have the internet to look things up on and all of that and find out all these different views. You know, it was, you know, you went to the doctors when you were born, you got all your checkups, you had your vaccines, it was done. So I think now why there's so many anti-vaxxers is that I honestly believe that the internet is because they have all this information at the tip of their fingers, and they're so confused by it all, because I know I am. It confuses the shit out of me. Do you know what I mean? Hi everyone in chat, those listening and watching. Hi Maria. So I honestly think that the internet has ruined something. I think on TikTok as well, which I was like, holy crap, that's actually 100% true. This bloke and this person said, how did your generation, meaning like mine, you know, being born in the 70s, growing up in the 80s and 90s kind of thing, didn't have the what's it called, the racial war. And this bloke sort of took over then and come on and said, because it wasn't a thing then, like, you know, you started going to school with every race. It wasn't like they're black, we're white, they're Chinese, we're white. It wasn't like that. And if you didn't like someone back in the day, it wasn't because of their color of their skin, it was probably because they were an asshole. Do you know what I mean? And I think that says a lot. And I think he was dead on the money that my generation and below, like people born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, just had got over all of that. And now the internet has made it all come back up again. And it's just so sad. Like my best friend growing up, his name was Clayton. His dad, Leroy, was my godfather. And I never knew any difference. I never heard the N word until I was well into my late teens, early 20s. I never heard it. I never heard that word ever. It wasn't a word that was ever brought up in any sort of our areas that we were in conversation with. It just wasn't. And I suppose because my godfather was black, it wasn't like a thing. It was just, well, yeah, that's Leroy. You do something and you're gonna get your ass whooped, you know? And I remember, oh God, I was little and I never understood why Clayton had curly hair and I didn't, and I wanted his curly hair, and I couldn't understand why. And I couldn't understand why Clayton had a tan all year round, even in the winter, and I was like, I'm not even white at this point. I'm fucking blue. Like, I'm so freaking pale. It's ridiculous. And I remember saying to Leroy and my dad, they were sat out on the road, and I was like, what do I have to do to be brown then, like you? And Leroy started laughing. He went, go and ask your mum. So I went in, asked my mum, come back out. He went, oh, love. He said, what you got to do is, says, you got to go to Africa. And when you go to Africa, when you come back, you'll be brown like me. I believed that for the longest time. I swear to God, growing up, I was like, when I get older, I'm going to go to Africa so that I can be brown. And Leroy would laugh. And now I know he's laughing at me because I was being the blonde dumb. But it was the funniest thing. And like, that's one of my like most cherished memories. Like, rest in peace, he's passed away now, Leroy has. But those little things are my like cherished memories of him, like laughing at me. And now I know he was laughing at me, but I didn't at the time. I was like, oh, okay then. And I was probably like, what, 4 or 5? You know, I was a child, I was a baby. And he thought it was the funniest shit, me thinking that I can just like go to Africa and then I'll be brown. And for the longest time I'd say, and when I grow up, I'm going to go to Africa, and then when I come back, I'll be nice and brown. It's the funniest thing. It's so funny. But I love that man. He was the best godfather ever. He really was. He's funny. The information they're getting is so slanted and based. Nobody believes in real science at all anymore. And again, though, sweet, I honestly believe that it's the internet. I honestly do. Like, I can't bypass the fact that I think the internet has genuinely like brainwashed them. Like, do you know what I mean? Put so much other stuff on them that it's just brainwashed them. It just seems so weird. I don't know. I think it's gotta be. It's gotta be something, because we never had the internet growing up. Like, I didn't have the internet growing up to look at all these different things. And everyone's so opinionated. Like, they are, especially when it comes to vaccines, especially when it comes to, you know, who's vaccinated and who's not vaccinated. And it's scary. It really is scary. So I don't know. I just, I honestly believe that the internet's got a lot to answer to. That is sad to not believe in science. Where would we be without it? And I think what annoys me about it as well is a lot with the anti-vaxxers. And like I said, I can't have full debates with them. So if somebody is an anti-vaxxer, I'm not going to debate you because I don't know enough about it. But I'm just saying, in my point of view, is they want to believe in certain science, but yet they don't want to believe in other science, which is like, so what makes you believe in, do you know what I mean? I was just like wondering, what makes you believe in that part of the science, but not that part of the science? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I got this cigarette with you, and then I'm going to go and figure out some food. See what this biatch is going to eat for tea. Because I'm hungry. It is so sad. I remember in second grade, well, I was sent to the principal office, got one paddle on my ass for being a little bitch. Where was the CPS then? Sorry, probably off subject. Do you know what though, Joanna, right? Like my friend Di, you know who Di is. She's got 2 older children. She's also got a 4-year-old. She had to go to parenting classes because she genuinely, there's so much have changed that if she had done the stuff that she did back then with her children, now CPS would be at her fucking door. Like, seriously at her door. She literally said, I'm going to go to some parenting classes because I feel like I don't know anything anymore. Like back in the day, you'd put a cup of tea in a kid's bottle, like, you know what I mean? You can't do that now. I had risotto. Ooh, that sounds nice. I'll figure out in a minute. After I've had this cigarette, I'll go and find something. It's crazy to think, back then they would put a cup of tea in a bottle and they would put a Farley's rusk or some rice in a bottle. You can't do that now. You like, come on, can you imagine what CPS would say? Holy crap. Everything changes so quickly, especially with the children. Like the thing I said the other day, I was at my sissy's house. That's what happened. And my niece's little boy ran straight into the corner of the table, a big fucking egg on his bloody forehead. And I was like, oh my God, I shit myself. It was massive, right? It was massive. And I was like, oh my God, don't let him sleep. And they were like, oh no, you can let him sleep now, Joe. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, you can let him sleep now. You don't have to keep him awake anymore. And I was like, oh, see, I would be screwed. Oh, yeah, you can't even look at the same one wrong, cops will be called, or CPS. It's crazy to me. Like, I was shocked that, like Ollie genuinely had a fucking lump on his forehead, bless him. It was bad. Like, it was so bad. And yet, they were like, no, he's fine. He's allowed to go to sleep now. When I was like, holy moly. It's the same with if a kid got a temperature now, you're not supposed to, like years ago, if a kid have a temperature, you'd put them in a lukewarm bath and just run water over them to bring their temperature back down. You're not allowed to do that anymore. I would be a useless babysitter for a baby nowadays. Like I used to babysit all the time when I was growing up, and I don't know nothing anymore. Because I was genuinely thought Ollie couldn't go to sleep because he had his bottle, because he's only a toddler, he's like 1. And he had his bottle and clutched down, and I was like, oh no, don't let him go to sleep. And they were like, no, Joe, it's okay now, you're allowed. I'm like, oh, okay then, fair enough. It was the most scary thing. But I think you're right, Joanna. You can't even do anything nowadays without cops or CPS on your door. It's scary. it is so freaking scary. That's just weird. But I'm glad that she like took the initiative and actually did the class, because good for her. Like, you know, I would definitely have to, if I had got blessed with a child, I would have definitely had to have took a course or something, because I wouldn't have a clue anymore. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't have the frigging foggiest what to do. I'd be like, nope. But it's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm going to get off and go and try and find some food to eat because I'm hungry. I appreciate everyone coming to join me. I appreciate the no drama. Like, I really do. I can't thank you all enough for keeping drama out of here. You were all amazing. My daughter got CBS called 10 years ago on her to put her in what my granddaughter to put her like chicken wing, and they thought my daughter broke. Oh my god, that's crazy. Holy moly. See what I mean now about it? That's just not like, nah. And like, your daughter is an amazing mother, and your granddaughter is the most well-adjusted like teenager ever. She is an amazing, I can't even express, like, honest to God, she is the most well-adjusted kid. She's just amazing. She really is. That's scary as fuck. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Maria. And again, I appreciate the no drama in here. I really do. Thank you so much for coming and chatting with me for an hour. I will be back at some point. I'm not going to say when, because I'm freaking useless when I say when. But I will definitely. Love you too. Have a great night. I'll message you after, Joanna. Right. Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye, guys.